remove.
Yeah, turn it up. Turn it up. Turn it up. Danny in the put, yeah, we back in the mix. Talking toy chaos, yeah, we deep in the fix. From grails to flips, yeah, we calling the hits. One tangent later, even is this. Shelf full of stories, yeah, we live what we claim. No filter talk, yeah, we saying it plain. Unbox heat, yeah, we changing the game. If it's rare, if it's wild, yeah, we know the name. Danny in the put, yeah, you know what it is. Yeah, we do it like this.
Oh, that's right. We do it just like this. Welcome to the Danny and Input Toycast, live and chaotic. Hey, how are you feeling today, Mr. N-Put?
I'm feeling a little nutty. I'm feeling a little chaotic. I'm feeling a little over the top. And let me tell you, when I get over the top, Jack, chaotic shit happens. Just like shit. I just said shit. That's kind of chaotic. But I want to welcome everybody to Danny's Hasbro Simps. We are live, and we are talking with Mommy Danny. Oh, no.
Miss Danny's class, Hasbro Simps. Lecture you on repaint, price, and hype, but you defend them all. Buy every figure, get triggered. Buy every figure, get triggered. Whenever someone criticizes, ooh, pop quiz. You're the critic with the big size, realizes, addicted to her help. Raise your hand, get the question right. She's not the prize. Miss Danny runs the classroom. Control of the Hasbro Simps. Ruler taps, chalkboard snaps. Detention if you slip. Hasbro Simps. Miss Danny, taking names, keeping receipts. Hasbro Simps. She's got the lesson plan, the ruler, the receipts.
Okay, that's it for today, but yeah.
So, yeah, as you can see right there, we got a theme song and everything lined up for it. So, if you want to be on the show, hit up a Mistress, Danny Dolphin, and let her know. Just let her know. And she'll give you a good smack with your ruler whenever you get things wrong. And it doesn't matter if it's your ruler or her ruler. It doesn't really matter.
Oh, no.
12 inches across the face.
Ruler snaps, truck.
Hey, Rachel, what's going on?
Hey, Rachel. Oh, that's funny as hell. But yeah, working on that show as well. I had a great show last night with JJ on the Cybercast, bringing that back. It was great. But yeah, how you doing today?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing okay. So what are we doing today on the Toy Danny and Input Toycast?
Yeah, like I said, I think Ninja Bill brought it up last time. The topic, like, where did we play with our toys? Like, where did we take them, I guess, kind of thing. Or where did we hang out back in the day? As I said, we're going to touch on some more nostalgia type stuff today. And then next time we're going to hit, Quentin hit 150 subscribers. Congratulations. If you haven't subbed to Quentin, he's always in the chat of supporting, so go check them out. That'd be awesome. But yeah, I think we'll touch on that, and then like I said, we're going to touch on next week maybe some newer stuff that we have that makes us feel that way today, like the not nostalgia necessarily, but brings us that joy of collecting today, staying positive for now. But yeah, like what brings you back? Where did you hang out the most with your figures, or where did you go, or do you remember any good stories like that?
I mean, with my figures, I always took my figures on like road trips and stuff to go see my grandparents or whatever. But I didn't really take them too much really anywhere. I kind of played in the front yard, or, we had a playground or whatever in the neighborhood. I would take them up there and pretend, whatever, would be like a rocket ship or whatever. Mm-hmm. When I was real young, we lived in this trailer park we're right next to these woods. And there was this rumor that was like, there was an evil witch that lived in the woods that ate kids and shit. And all the adults were in on it, and all the kids were petrified about the woods, and no pun intended. But During the day, I would play like like kind of, I guess, like on the edge of where like the street stopped in the woods and stuff, and it kind of use like, like that mystical barrier or whatever that the woods offered or whatever, I guess you could say. Because I mean, as a kid, I really believed there was an evil witch that lived in there, and and I was like 3 houses away from the edge, so I was like, poof, if she ever comes out of the woods, I'm safe. You know what I'm saying? So, was it input? Isn't that witch story just knockoff? What is Baba Baby Yaga?
Yaga. I don't know. I was thinking Blair Witch and Witch. I might switch my flow, but
I mean, this was, oh gosh, when I was 4, 5, so that would have been like 1990, 89, 90.
Yeah, I remember it. I don't know Baba Yaga exactly, but I have heard of that term. But I remember like, a lot of like witch stories, like witches in the woods or monsters in the woods that would like eat kids, right? Like folklore. It's a folklore. Yeah, but yeah, you'd hear about that. Yeah, no, that's strange. But what, you took your stuff in the woods or no?
I mean, no, I wouldn't take them directly in the woods. Like I would kind of sit on the street, where the woods and the street kind of became one, I guess you could say. And I would play with my figures in the grass right there. But I would be on the safe side, because I'd be sitting on the street playing right there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they didn't really go, aside from, grandparents' house or something like that. They didn't really go too far away from the house for the most part. But I would always go places that had like toys and stuff that I could win. And then if I won something there, then, I would kind of like parade it around and play with it while I was there and stuff like that. Like if I won like a G.I. Joe or something at like Chuck E. Cheese or whatever,
Yeah, I'd say too, it's strange because sometimes my parents too, like some stuff when I was really young too, they had that toy you'd take with you, more of a plushy type or something with less pieces, because my family would know I'd lose the pieces. So I always had like I said, to restaurants or wherever, you had that toy that maybe took, and then later on you get a toy maybe while you're out and play with it. Sometimes you would lose pieces then, which sucked as well, right?
Yeah.
And then other things too, like Rachel said, like friend's house. Sometimes you take your toys to a friend's house, but then it's always like you'd lose shit. I remember a lot of friends bringing toys to my house. It was cool, but yeah, I never really took mine too many houses, right? But like the park, you'd love to take our toy. Hey, MC DJ, you love taking your toys to the park and like stuff like that. But then sometimes you'd lose pieces, and I actually had a lot of toys I would never take out to like my own personal like favorites and stuff. But then, like I knew a lot of misfortunate type kids in the neighborhood too that didn't have as much. And I had a lot of that, like at the time, that Power of the Force Star Wars stuff that, I liked, but I wasn't too crazy about. And I remember like letting them take stuff to the park and then play with it. And of course, pieces would get lost. At the end of the day, it wasn't like the biggest problem, but there was always the fear of like losing it in the field. I lived right across from a elementary school that I grew up at. I went to as a kid, and we'd go into that field all the time and play, but you'd always lose something, even if it was Nerf bullets or whatever, right?
Yeah. Like I took my stuff to like friends' houses that kind of that lived in the trailer park with us and stuff. But it wasn't ever like I wasn't that kid that would like go to the other kid's house and show off like, oh, I just got this transformer or whatever. But like if they knew I had something and they wanted to, like their mom was like, okay, you can't go over to his house, they can come over here. Or, and they would call and they would be like, hey, bring that, can you, when you want to come over? Yeah, sure. Hey, when you come over, can you bring that Iron Man? And then, okay, yeah, that's fine. I would do stuff like that, but it just never really crossed my mind. I did loan out. Now, this is a funny story. I had a 89 Batman, the Toy Biz one. And I had lent it out to one of the kids, and we were friends and stuff, but like he lost the cape, had like a clip on like around the neck, right? And he had taken that plastic ring out of the cape and lost the ring. At least that's what he said. He lost the ring.
Yeah.
And when he brought the figure back the next day, he was like, "Hey, I lost the ring and the cape." And I was like, "How'd you lose the ring and the cape? Like, you have to literally, you have to take it out of the cape." And then, but he's, you know, he was like, "Yeah, but it still works. Look, you can. I got some Scotch tape." And he had like he had the cape wrapped, like taped around the Batman's neck or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, no, man. Like, I want the ring. Like, you messed. Like, now I got to go buy a whole nother figure to get this clip back. You know, so.
Yeah, that's strange. Yeah, and what about, like you said, like when you're out and you got a toy, like were you pretty good with not losing the pieces? Say your mom took you to like the mall or toy store, then you went out for lunch or something. Did you ever lose the pieces like that day when you bought a toy?
No, not that day.
Yeah.
I would take like I depending on the figure, but like sometimes I'd keep it in the bag until we got in the car and then open it in the car. But if I absolutely had to open it to check it out because I was so enamored with it, I would put all the extra pieces, accessories, and stuff in my pocket, and then kind of check out what the base figure offered without the accessories. And then, you know, I would, you know, give the figure to my mom. She put it in her purse, and then, you know, we finished whatever we're going to do at the mall or whatever, and then go home. And then when we got in the car, she'd give me the figure back, and I'd play with it there. And, you know, and then when I got home is when I would pull out the accessories and stuff from my pocket.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, what's up, E-Man? Lunchtime. Yeah, we'll make you puke your lunch up. I sure will. Mommy wants you to. Okay. This is a good one. I don't. Did your parents don't have the open it rule? No, my family let me open to whatever. I was pretty good usually, actually, because I had like OCD and anxiety, so I never really lost too much that day or that time. But of course, shit happens over time. And like, yeah, 3 or 4, yeah, like I was throwing shit around like a psychopath.
Yeah. She also asked, when you were kids and into multiple toy lines, did you rotate what you bought? As in 1 week, 1 Transformer week, 2 Star Wars week. I don't want to say I rotated, but like since I was into multiple lines, multiple cartoons, multiple whatever, I would go and see, like I'd go to Toys R Us or something and see if they had any Mask figures. You know, like the Mask, like from the cartoon, the Jim Carrey, based on the Jim Carrey movie. I would go see if like they had anything from the Mask, and then, you know, I would go see if, you know, if they had anything from, you know, Transformers or Beast Wars or whatever. And if there was something that caught my eye out of any of those lines, I would buy it. But I never went in with like, this week I'm gonna get a Transformer, this week I'm gonna get a G.I. Joe, this week I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna get like a X-Man or something. Like I never altered or alternated between the lines like that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Hey, Raz. Yeah, Raz. It was Bob. I was gonna say John Wick too. I was like, no, don't say that. You sound like it was John Wick. Thank you, Raz, for the update. Okay. That's funny. I was thinking John Wick too, and I was like, don't say it. But yeah, no. Okay, yeah, I get. You know what? It's another weird thing with that question that reminds me of too is like I was such an intense kid. I was only into what I was into when I was into it. Like, of course, I always loved Transformers, but like when Beast Wars was out, you couldn't get me to buy anything else. When like Marvel Legends was the toy biz was just buzzing, I wouldn't buy anything else. When it was Street Sharks, that's what I was into. When it was like a new movie or something was out for that month or that week, like I said, the Independence Day toys, I was just into that. Like I was always Star Wars, the same thing, Phantom Menace at the time and stuff like that. Like I was just into it, and I always liked it later too. But like whatever was really getting like popular with the main buzz thing or something, like I said, like G2 lasted forever, Transformers, I was into that forever. But yeah, it was always kind of like hyper focused. Like I remember when they started doing the old Dragon Ball with the golden hair figures, the old school figures, right too. Like I remember when I was into Dragon Ball Z, like extremely, like I couldn't see out of that. You know what I mean? I couldn't really even watch anything else. I would be hyper focused on watching Dragon Ball Z, reading Dragon Ball Z comics or mangas or whatever at the time, and then playing with the toys, and then in my own like playing in the yard stuff too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it was like,
Yeah, these Independence Day toys, like the movie, like the baby, and like me and him we talked about this. Oh, the baby fell out. But yeah, like I said, I was like hyper obsessed. Oh my god, I'm dropping everything with the baby, and my mom lost it, right? But yeah, like I said, I got hyper. Did that ever happen to you where you got hyper focused on one thing or no?
I mean, there were times where I got like hyper into stuff as I got older.
Yeah.
Like, man,
It happened to me when I was young though, for sure. But hey,
like
what's up
pro
again?
like pro wrestling was a big part of my life growing up, and everything from like Hulk Hogan, like what are they called, like the Golden Age WWE to the New Generation Attitude Era. Um, but I didn't really get into the old Hasbro WWF figures.
Yeah.
It wasn't until like Jack Specific started making Jack started making theirs. And they had like the bone crunching sound, you can pop the elbow and a crunch or whatever. I was super into that line because I was like super into like, everything that new generation of WWF was doing. So like Diesel and Goldust and Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels and all that stuff. I was really into that. And then, when they WWF got into the Attitude Era, and then those figures started, coming out with like, Steve Austin and Bret Hart and stuff. I just thought it was really cool that I could, have these matches at home. I could make up my own storylines. I could be my own booker, so to speak, right? And that kind of stuff.
Who didn't love the Attitude Era?
Like that I got hyper into, but it never took focus away from everything else I was into at the time.
That's cool. Yeah, no, I could. That's awesome. Yeah, like I said, I always still liked what I liked that I used to like, but whatever was like my main thing, like I was so dialed in, like I lived it. I don't know like, what kind of focus that was or what that's called. Like the obsession, I guess. Like I got so obsessed with whatever I was into. Like even if I was playing in the yard, I'd be making up my own Dragon Ball stories and stuff. Like, oh yeah, this is great. I got to touch on this because Raz always says this every time we do a stream with him when we get into that topic. That because he lost all his pieces, so his kid like he keeps all his kids' accessories. Sometimes he lets him play with them like here and there or whatever. But he kind of teaches his kid like these accessories matter, and he like puts them away, and then he lets his kid play with them later and stuff or whatever. He'll have them later, right? But it's kind of a cool idea, It's like
right.
It makes me laugh. I mean, yeah, it's cool. I mean, it is what it is. Like, yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Be careful. Don't want to break that. But
Rachel says I was obsessed with Daredevil, but that didn't last long because there was really no Daredevil toys when it was Batman, and the amount of Batman variants. Oh my god, I had this one Daredevil figure from Toy Biz. I think it was like from the Web Wars toy line. Yeah. And I adored that figure because that was the first Daredevil figure that I'd ever seen, and I thought that was like he was somewhat hyper articulated, like double jointed elbows and knees and ball joints at the shoulders and waist swivel and all kinds of stuff. And
yeah,
I got obsessed with that figure, and I wanted to like make that figure better. So I remember I took a paper clip and I unfolded it and I made it completely like straight. I took a rolling pin against it, flattened it out so there's no like bumps in it or whatever. And then I was like, well, how do I get this through the plastic, right? Well, I know I can heat it up. So I threw this paper clip into the microwave.
Wow, son.
And I was like, how do you heat things up? You put it in a microwave. Everything cooks in a microwave. And then next thing you know, everything's going good for about 10 seconds. And I was like, yeah, this is totally going to work. And then the microwave started hissing and popping and all that stuff. And I was like, oh shit, I think it's like super hot. I think it's ready. And then, I reached in, grabbed the paper clip, and it was like kind of warm, but it wasn't like scorching hot or whatever. And then I put it back in the microwave thinking I was doing something like heating it up. And then I was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't do that again because, it's probably going to take a long time or whatever. But totally fucked up the microwave, it lasted for like a week longer, and then after that, it just wouldn't work anymore after that.
Yeah. Wow.
So I know
Oh.
a bit of a side story, but Rachel brought up the Daredevil thing, and I don't know, I reminded me of that.
Yeah, but yeah, like I was saying, like yeah, like I know that basically covers that part because it's like we took our stuff and like you said, just different rules,
Well,
different times.
Well, and what you're saying about like the being into, like, I was into toys, and I think, like, looking back on it, I was into it more than just like beyond the whatever it was, whatever the medium was, right? Like the Shadow, that the what is it, the Alec Baldwin movie or whatever, they had figures, and I didn't really care too much about the movie. It was okay, but I enjoyed the figures, but I was also like really focused like on how all that stuff was manufactured, on like what used the same molds but became a different character, and palette swaps, and and stuff like that. So like I was super into that stuff, and I think, and I guess what I'm trying to say is like like I was into toys, and I wore that on my sleeve. If I found something, like a Kenner shirt at like Goodwill or something, man, that was it. That was it for me. Like I would buy it. My own money, my own allowance or whatever, So I was kind of that weird kid in that regard.
Yeah.
Like you
really, you were hard to imagine.
Yep, I know, right?
I was normal. Mommy was normal. Yeah, no, I get it. Like I know, like I said, I was just hyper focused. I was battling. That's what I'm talking about. Like if it was Dragon Ball, I was in the head to toe Dragon Ball outfit. Mom had to get 2 or 3 just to wash them. People thought I was wearing the same clothes every day. It was just this 3 versions of the same outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. I mean, a little off topic for this discussion for Daredevil, but no, you couldn't pay me to watch anything. I hate the shows I like that I watch. So yeah, I hate all Disney Marvel stuff.
I'll just say this: Danny's a natural born hater.
Yeah.
That's what she was put on this planet to do. But I'm watching Daredevil Born Again, and it's fucking tast fucking ick. Okay, like.
You're actually watching that? That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Me and Bart fight a lot, right? Because he'll watch anything and he likes anything, and I'll sit there and I'll like criticize the whole show start to the end. I can tell in the first 2 seconds if I'm gonna like it or not. So it's just So I'm not a fun person to watch something with unless I've seen it. Like we're watching Dragon Ball Z or something that I enjoy, right. And I won't complain. I hate that I'm that way, but yeah, it's not like I'm hating just overall. But I just, like I said, I was in the film set. Worked on film sets, film school. Like it's so hard for me to get into something unless I absolutely love it,
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, no, like, but yeah,
I get where you're coming from with that. Oracle watches The Masked Singer, and I hate that show.
Oh, I'd throw a TV against the wall if someone was watching. Yeah, like man. I'll lose it, man.
So before the show came out over here, I showed her this clip. It was Masked Singer like Korea or whatever, and I had no idea about that show even existing or anything. And this guy covered the Saint Seiya theme, and I was like, oh, fuck yeah, dude, and he killed it. And he, he was dressed as whatever, monster or whatever it was that he was dressed as. And I thought it was just like some pop or K-pop star or whatever dressed as a monster. That was his whole gimmick or whatever. He was doing a concert, whatnot. And Oracle looked into it, Masked Singer, and then she's like, oh, hey, that thing that you showed me, we're getting a version of it over here. So I thought it was going to be like super nerdy. I thought it was going to be like anime themes and like movie theme or whatever, like, pop culture to a degree, like maybe some pop songs from the 80s and stuff. But I didn't know it was like this celebrity thing, and they're pulling up all these like C-list celebrities and stuff. And then I was like, man, this sucks, dude. Like, she called me in one episode and she was like, who do you think this group of singers are? And they started singing, and I was like, bro, it's Boyz II Men. Like, hands down, it's obvious who it is. And she was like, no. And I was like, I'm not getting into this. It's Boys to Men, whatever. And then at the end of the season, she's like, oh my God, you're right. And I was like, yeah, like the show sucks. It's so,
Yeah, I know.
like, you got 3 dudes dressed as chipmunks. I don't know, man. I hate that show. I tease her all the time about it.
Oh yeah, I'll lose it, man. I can't even be in the same room with some stuff for all this snap. But anyways, yeah. So that kind of covers that stuff. Should we, yeah, dive into a couple figures now that we have that we want to share, and then yeah, see where that goes.
Yeah, we can.
You want to go first, or me, or who?
Oh, Rachel says we all agree the best Disney Marvel show is She-Hulk. Joking, but also Yellow Suit Daredevil was in that show. I do like the She-Hulk show. I will stand on that hill. I do enjoy it. Not the best thing they've done, but
God, no.
I enjoy it.
Yeah,
enjoyed it. But yeah, let's show off what we got. Danny, you go first.
Sure, I'll do this one first. Maybe I'll show them all like a couple of times. But
I was so depressed about it now.
No, it's all good. But I was going to show the reboot stuff actually.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, this is on the hack or slash. Is it hack or is it slash?
I think the red one is slash and the
Yeah.
blue one's hack.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, this one is that one gradient. Like if you see this guy sealed online, it's like worth a fortune. Opened, I'm not sure, but it's not about that. But it's cool. Like I got him. I think Bart got me that guy, but I got this. I got Dot at the toy show loose. She has her glasses. We have some of the pieces here too, so it's kind of neat, right?
Yeah.
Can't really see her that well there, but she's neat. These have gone up in value. Like to loose, not as bad, but finding all the parts. But yeah, Bob and that gun from that one episode, and I have some of the other parts. But yeah, like I said, I'd love to get some of them. I'd love to get more of them. I have a couple over there. You can see right there. I got like Enzo and Frisket, right? But I don't know. There's something about this show. I always love the show. Huge, obviously, it was made by Mainframe, Beast Wars. It was close to home where I live, where it was made. So, you know, and it was always very unique for its time, you know, like the show, like the animation, the story. It was serialized at first or not or whatever. Then when it got into when Enzo got like, you know, taken into the game and all that stuff happened, it got very like kind of dark and gritty and almost a little edgelord at times with Enzo, but it was cool, you know, like it had a different vibe. It was so fun. I just can't believe the toys have just skyrocketed in value, especially some of the later end toys, the ones that comes with the CDs, like the Black Megabyte and all those guys, right?
What was in season, was it 3 or 4 where they're surfing the web and they're trying to get back to main?
Yeah, it was like season 3 is when it shows Enzo older and he's lost in the net, and then 4, you know, I think they come back and like 4, like it's a different, like with that other. Remember, there's that green girl that's a virus, and it left on a big cliffhanger. They actually never finished the show.
They did a. Rachel is asking, did you watch the reboot?
Yeah, it was horrible
on Netflix.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was like the live action one. It was garbage, but yeah, that was an insult. But like the original show, like it left on that big cliffhanger, so kind of sucked. But
yeah, that show
in Canada, they showed it as like a movies at the last 2 seasons or last season or whatever, and then they released it as episodes. And then remember, in like Fox Kids in the States didn't have it for a while. You guys had to wait years to watch like season 3 or 4. I can't remember the breakdown, but
yeah, I think there was like we got them, if I remember right, we got the movies down here and we had to wait like 5 years to get the movies, and we consider a movie season 4.
Yeah, it was season 4, right? Yeah.
But
yeah, we got it pretty quickly and then nothing again, right? But then in the States, it was like, you know, people grew out of it in the States by that time too, right? And the figures too, like the run here was pretty good. Like you could be able to get most of them for a while. And then I know because Ghost Max, he's a huge reboot guy who's on the stream with Ultra Megatronus and live. He's a huge reboot guy. He knows a lot about animation and he knows a lot of details on like voice actors and stuff, and you know he was a huge fan, and like you know it was so hard, like they didn't get most of the end of the toy line down where he lived and everything too, so it was just kind of scattered, right? That's why some of the, like I said, like that some of those one end of the line when they're in like, you know, even Enzo as a kid when he's like in the Guardian outfit is like $400 now sealed, right? This one is like $400 or $300 now sealed too. I don't think it's much more normally, but it's just like, yeah, you look it up, it's like, oh, oops. You look it up, it's just like, whoa, right?
Yeah, that's getting into like really stupid territory. Reboot
Yeah,
was
it's not even fun, man. Like I said, I went to the toy
Yeah.
show about those guys and something else, and I was looking and asking people. The one guy I know there, he had a bunch of reboot stuff, and it was so expensive, like just stupid. I was just like, no, I'm not paying $400 for a figure right now at a toy show. Like it's just, I'll just go on eBay and buy that like later. Then
Yeah, I don't blame you there. Like I've got a sealed Bob, like the first release Bob, and they made like a little plastic figurine of him. It's probably like 2 inches tall, an inch tall, whatever it is. I've got that sealed. And then I've got hexadecimal sealed, and that's it. But
I think I've seen the hex sealed somewhere too, but
I'll say that Reboot was one of the weird things that like I adored that show, absolutely loved it, but didn't have any of the figures growing up.
yeah, they were hard to get. I had some because, like I said, they sold them at Pizza Hut here. All the mainline figures were super easy to get here, but at the time, I don't think I was super. There was other things I wanted to buy more, right?
Right.
So,
yeah. See, that was the case. Like I didn't have like I could never find Bob. That was my problem. And Bob, like those first 2 seasons, like Bob was my favorite character until Enzo grew up and stuff, and then Enzo just kind of became like this uber badass in season.
Yeah,
2.
but almost like I said, edgelord style, like haircut and earrings and all that. But I mean,
yeah, but I mean that's what it was back in the 90s, man.
no, I know. I mean, it is Mewtwo. It is the times. It is what it is. Like it's funny. No, I know. It's freaking funny. And what's her name? Like I thought she was sexy as hell as a kid. Like when she was older, like Andrea. Yeah.
Yeah.
She had the like tits out and all that. Me and Bart were watching again. I was like, oh my god, like like it was like something about her. I was like, I want to be like her when I was a kid, and someone would be like, what? What did you say? You gotta be like Bob, motherfucker. You gotta be like Enzo. Hey, at least I didn't want to be like Frisket, right?
I will say, Quentin, I do remember the Cubics Robots for Everyone show. I'd never watched it, but I remember seeing the trailers and stuff for it for like Kids WB and all that.
Nice. All right. Yeah, that's true. All right, you got something to show now though?
I do. I'll answer Rachel's question real quick, and I'll say she asked, what's one show you always wish had toys but it never did have toys? Where on earth is Carmen Sandiego? That show was awesome, and it didn't last long. 13 episodes. I wish it had gotten some toys. I wish Carmen Sandiego got more love than what she does. So, I mean, she got a lot of love here recently with Netflix, but
yeah.
That being said,
yeah, I don't know. I'd say like whatchamacallit had toys, but not enough of it was Metabots.
Metabots was cool, yeah. So, as I adjust, these are the Trendmaster Gojiras.
Oh yeah.
These are one of the things the survived the childhood. This came in an egg. This little Godzilla came in an egg, and nice. I'd be damned if I know what the where the egg is. But yeah, he's super cool. He's kind of like a softer plastic, but he's like really dense, you know. So you can see like you can kind of bend the head a little bit. Like he's softer, but like I said, he's real dense, so you can't really like squish him in or anything.
Oh yeah.
And then this Godzilla was really cool. He had a button on his chest. He still does. He's supposed to roar. Mine has long since lost that feature. The tail at some point came off. You can see where the plastic's broken. So I just glued the tail back on. And he's just kind of like, display piece or whatever. They are not that tall. Here's like a side by side with like Mafex Storm.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're not bad. Oh yeah, those ones are cool, man. Those I had a couple of those Godzillas too growing up.
And they had like Mighty Max style play sets for them and stuff that would unfold and open up and yeah. This, like, I loved Godzilla as a kid. I still do. Yeah. But like I didn't have a lot of it because it was really hard. It was really hard to find, and they just always had like maybe like 2 or 3 of the monsters or something. Like they just didn't have the choices or whatever, that the other lines did. So
totally.
But
and the thing is, like, I remember the big ones too. Like they had the big ones in that series. They had the micro play sets. They had a bunch of stuff, right?
Yeah, they had a bunch of stuff.
Which is cool. I'm trying to get this one thing together. But yeah, it's like, it was very cool. Like I liked it to a point too. But yeah, like it just yeah.
Oh,
some of those micro lines they kind of put out.
Rachel's asking, how 90s is a reboot? Is it like Spawn image levels edgy? No,
but it's edgy. Like that other part's edgy for sure. Like it's just the whole show plays on themes anyways, right? Like it plays like every show, like they homage movies, they homage all satire of like pulp culture. The whole show's about like emulating pulp culture, especially in the beginning, but then it kind of goes like to that darky grim side, and it tries to get pretty serious. It tries to become like a super serious show, right?
Yeah, teenage Enzo kind of reminded me of like if Casey Jones was a teenager in the 90s,
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, he has like
he's got like an attitude, but he's got like that cool guy kind of attitude.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And the other characters do too, and they play into it, like, and she's bimbo tarted out, that woman too, kind of at times, right?
Right.
Like it's super like 90s sexualized and the good times, right?
Yeah, definitely. MC DJ says Galaxy Rangers. Wish it had gotten some US toys. That's a good choice.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, Galaxy Rangers. I know whatchamacallit got lots of toys. Another one thing that got a lot of toys that I liked actually was like Digimon.
Oh, dude, I have. Oh man,
art has so much still. It's so cool, like to look through it. Like I had some of it as a kid, but
I have the what is it? Angemon? What's the one that turns into Angemon?
The angel?
Yeah, but what's the name of the form before the angel?
Oh, that weird little thing. I don't.
Yeah, it's like a orangey white. Yeah, thing with like he's got like big ears or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what that's called, but yeah, that's cool. Peppermon? I just know like Agumon and shit. What one?
I was thinking like is it Peppermon? But Peppermon's the dinosaur.
Yeah, I just remember like Agumon and shit. Like I was never huge, couldn't remember the names, but I don't know why this isn't working. I'll just show it anyway. But
Rachel asked, input, what are your thoughts on the new Godzilla versus King Kong? The legacy or legendary pictures Godzilla movies I'm not a fan of, so I honestly I just skipped it. So
yeah. And like I'm like
hold on, I'm digging something out right now because that reminded me because I loved season 1 of Digimon.
Me too.
And
let's show this. I can't get it to work properly right now. Let's show it. But yeah, next time too, like we'll do maybe more questions at the end because it just kind of derailed this, I think, a little today.
Yeah. But what are you showing? What are you showing, Danny? Go ahead.
I just want to show can't even get the thing on there properly. But yeah, like I said, if we have more topics, this today was like a lighter show anyways. But I just want to show I can't get his gun to go in his hand. I want to break it. It's so brittle and old, but the Techno Viper from the original G.I. Joes.
Okay.
Because I had lots of G.I. Joes as a kid, man. I got this at the toy show. And I think I had Techno Viper, but I didn't have his parts, right? As a kid. But I had a ton of G.I. Joe stuff when I was a kid. Like, because my mom would just go to garage sales and like you could buy like freaking for like $20, you could get like a box this big full of like G.I. Joes and vehicles. Like this was not valuable back in the day. You know what I mean?
Right. No, it wasn't.
Like, especially I'm talking like 92, like 90 or like 96. 94, 93, like you could just go to a garage sale and you could buy a whole bunch of old like 3/4-inch Joe stuff like for cheap, and I had like the bat with all those pieces. I had tons of them with their pieces, but I just didn't realize how much G.I. Joe stuff I actually had as a kid, like looking back at it, because I liked it. Like I even remember all the stuff that was big when we were kids that sat on shelves, like the you know, like the Ninja Force stuff, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean, that just sat on shelves no one cared about. Now even that's getting more popular to buy. But you know, that's why I still like the classified line now a bit, because you know I actually really, you know, I love military stuff as a kid. I still do. Yeah, I love GI Joes in general. You know, like I'm getting a lot of them again now, like I said, but just trying. This one wasn't too expensive, thank goodness. But like trying to get them cheap where I can. Otherwise, I'm not picking them up because I'm not going to pay $100 for a GI Joe. But they've come down too a bit lately, right?
Yeah.
They were
They're starting to
spiking
come
there,
back.
especially during COVID and all that crap, right?
Yeah.
The
COVID.
tech I like are so cool. Like the colors, like this is before that '90s rush or anything, but it still has that like funk of the '80s, like the color, right?
Right. That weird, funky kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did a good job. They just released that figure too on the retro card, like the 6-inch one. That's going to be more of the original colors, which is cool. Yeah, Mummies Alive, Skeleton Warriors, yeah, Spider Riders, Monster Ranchers, baby. Can I show you something, or will it be inappropriate? Fuck, I don't know.
Fucking, she's got that one-eyed monster. Fucking from the anime.
I don't know if I can show this, but yeah, no, maybe I can. The Moochie on the leg. Moochie from Monster Ranchers up there.
Oh, that's the pink and white one.
Yeah, like the weird little duck build guy. This is strange, but yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love Moochie from Monster Ranchers. I'm like a fat little Moochie sometimes. Bart calls me Moochie because I guess I'm always mooching. Give me another toy. Give me some more food.
Mummies Alive was the fucking shit, dude. That cartoon.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't buy a GI Joe if it wasn't in good condition, but yeah, it's fine.
So all the talk of Digimon reminded me of the Anjumon figure that I have. So like,
oh no way.
Yeah. So he transforms.
Yeah, it's a transforming one, right?
Yeah, and you can see whatever, I think it's like Pepamon or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
That turns into Anjumon all right there. So like that was all Anjumon, like the guy, whatever the Pepamon, whatever his pre-form was. I was kind of like, he's cool, I guess, whatever. But then when he transformed and became Anjumon, I was like, whoa, that's fucking cool. So this is the only Digimon figure I've ever bought. And like I said, I loved season 1. Season 2 was pretty good too, but this was it. Like this was the representation of the toy line of that show or whatever, because you know he was my favorite. And then oh yeah, and War Greymon. He's always looked.
Yeah, Greymon, like War Greymon. Yeah, sick.
He was always cool. But yeah, this is it. And he holds up pretty well still. Like his joints really aren't loose, really.
Yeah,
like
there's a ton of Digimon stuff. There's so much Digimon stuff here. It's like ridiculous, but I had some of it too, but
I remember back in the day I tried getting into the card game. I just couldn't understand how to play it.
Oh no, I know it's so confusing, some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the show was cool. You know, I had the digital pets before too, right? Like Tamagotchi and yeah, Digimonster or whatever the hell it was, Digipet, right?
Oh yeah, you had no painting?
Yeah, so it was cool. I had more Tamagotchis, but my friends, the men had whatever.
Oh man, Tamagotchis. There you go. You start hearing those things go off in the classroom.
I know Tamagotchi, because I always I have one where it's like I made it up and it had like Gucci on it, and I wore it as a necklace, Tamagotchi, right? Like Tamagotchi, bitch. Yeah, but yeah, no, it's cool. Yeah, but yeah, there's so many cool lines in that Digimon. And Buddy was saying too, MCTJ was saying Mummies Alive. Like, yeah, we have some of that stuff here too. I had some of the toys as a kid too, and like they don't have much, a couple vehicles, but the figures are so cool with all the clip-on armor. You know, I had the Snake guy, Serpentor vibes. It's just all that clip-on armor. The line wasn't that long. The show was fun, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, and then yeah, what else? I got one more thing for now, I guess. I mean, I could show whatever. I just got this though, so I got jokes for days, but I'll keep it PG. But I got the turtles for Army, this Army one, you know. But yeah, I got this guy to add to the collection. Love turtles, always have. Got some, getting more of the variants. Got these guys at the toy show, army theme this time, right?
Oh,
All the
nice.
heavy military shit going on right now. They fit the perfect time. But yeah, no, God bless. But yeah, no, I love turtles. Like, I don't, you know what? Sometimes the turtle collectors, like the insane turtle people, turn me off of turtles because it just becomes like just too much sometimes. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, if you're going to collect turtles, you got to have some turtle power to deal with it.
yeah, and it's like turtle obsession, turtle mania. Like, here's one of my prize ones I keep up here because yeah, I got him. Finally got him. I have him in the Michelangelo and the Shredder, right? Of these ones.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, no, they have all the clip-on armor. You have the Michelangelo and the Shredder as well.
Dude, that looks sick.
Yeah, Bart has these. They're like not Takara. I don't think they're not the Takara ones, but they're the samurai line. And yeah, they have they're kind of more like Ronin Warrior type homages, right?
Yeah.
With all the clip-on armor. And yeah, they can be finicky. There's lots of pieces people don't realize in this eye. There's like a little visor on the eye as well. I can't really see it on here. That's missing, and he has it. But yeah, some of these go for a lot of money nowadays too. But they're just cool. Like you know, that one's like the dragon theme. I grab the other one quickly. There's Shredder or the Mikey. But yeah, they're very fun. It's just you don't want to move them around too much. The playability, and of course they have the chrome, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to touch him. The Mikey's strange. It's like a spider. I have the Leo, but I don't have the figure of the Leo. The figure's cheap, but I have all the armor. It's like this one's like a spider.
What, dude? I've never seen these before. That is fucking cool.
Yeah, he's got the eye armor too. So very fragile. Like I said, with this, like sometimes, like when I was putting them together, right, we got a box of them, and you got to be careful with the chrome because you know it's whatchamacallit, vac sealed, right? So
vac metaled, yeah.
Yeah, vac stuff, so it just falls off. But yeah, these are awesome, man. I got the Shredder as well. Don't have him displayed, but I have some of Donnie's like another Leo's like another dinosaur dragon type thing. I have them. They're cool. They're just the figure itself is cheap. That's inside there usually, but still on eBay they want $50-$60 for the figure, but you could find them for like 10 at a show. But you know, it's just about this armor. Yeah, because there's the Takara armored ones, but this is the metal. They're called like metal samurais or something.
When did those come out?
End of the line ish, like near the very end of the line. Not totally, but yeah, they're. Yeah.
So they're 90s turtles?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, like I said, I wonder if I can look it up, but sewer samurai or because I always get them mixed up because there's so many at the end of the line. There's the Takara ones, right?
Yeah, where they had like the superhuman whatever. They had like the Sentai look or whatever.
Yeah, metal samurai turtles. Yeah, they had that.
Like they look like Power Rangers almost.
Yeah, the Power Ranger ones.
Yeah.
Those are Takara. So it's like, yeah. I just don't know why I can't find these guys right now. I'll try to find it. But yeah, they're very cool. Like armor. I love them. Like I want to get the others. Like I said, I have the bag for the others, for the armor, but I don't have the turtles. Like I think I'm missing some of the armor for the oh yeah, they're called metal mutants. That's what they're called.
Okay.
So let me look them up when I've seen it. So here, I wonder if I could share this. Yeah, 1995. I'll share this window quickly. Metal mutants. Yeah, they're cool, man. Like they're just one of those lines that are just super cool.
Yeah, Rachel's didn't TMNT have a Super Sentai type that? Yeah, it was called Next Mutation.
Yeah, but this is the original Playmates line.
So is that Shredder down there on the left?
Yeah, that's a Shredder I have. Yeah, see that Leo? Even that guy's missing some of it. But yeah, the Donnie's like another type of dragon. Yeah, it's very strange.
That's cool though.
They are cool. Like I wish this better picture, but yeah. So they're cool though. Yeah, 1995. I can't remember when the line went to, but.
Yeah, that was super into the line then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like I said, the mutants. Yeah, it's very into the line. Like, Yeah, like I can't. They're stupid. Like, you know what I mean? Like to find like.
Are they one of those things that's like really expensive when you find it, or is it like cheap when you
It
find
is.
it?
Yeah, I think like loose. I think sealed. They're insane, but I'll look them up. TMNT. Like it sucks. Like 1995. Let's see what they're going for these days. Yeah, like that Mikey right now with all his pieces on eBay right here is $208 loose.
Oh,
Someone has it for $300.
fuck, dude. Never mind.
I know they like, but like in the figure, they're selling the figure for $33. So you can get a sealed, a sealed Donatello. He's a lion. It says for yeah, well, 185 Canadian American dollars, right?
Right.
But yeah, they're out for lunch, man. That's the thing. And like those, I obviously, they're I'm sorting pieces. I'm doing a lot of stuff, right? So I'm getting paid in toys for the work I'm doing, and I'm grateful. But yeah, like I had the figure as a kid, like the actual Raphael. I never knew what it necessarily was from at the time. I just had the body, and I saw the holes in it, which was strange. And then you'd hear things, oh, like they got like this armor. It's like you didn't know if that was playground lore or whatever at the time. And then you finally seen like a card back, and then you see the internet over the years, right?
Yeah. Okay.
No, the Playmates line went way longer than 97 because that's Playmates there, so I could look it up. When did TMNT Playmates line?
The original TMNT line, I think it discontinued in 97, 98, and then they brought it back in like 02 with the new cartoon.
Yeah, the original line, right?
Yeah.
It says the original cartoon dry spell production around 1997, right? With the master license. But yeah, there were still spurts of it because, like I said, there was like the Takara line as well.
Yeah, there was stuff that trickled out afterwards because they still had, contractual obligations still by releasing them and stuff. But I think it got officially ended 97, 98.
Yeah, I think so. Because I'm just trying to see that Takara. Those Takara ones are even worth, like, they're worth a lot too. Like, they're like $200 in the package, right?
Jesus.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. That turtle stuff. That's another thing about turtles. 97. Yeah, we love you love turtles too. But like I said, sometimes like the other collectors of turtles just get you like. Because like we go to those toy shows and you'll see something cool that's turtles and you see like a flood of people just going nuts for it, right? The last toy show actually wasn't as bad as it used to be. Like people seem to have dipped a little and the prices have come down slightly, but there's still variants that are like up there that are expensive. Like there's a Mexican like Michelangelo that I wanted. The guy wanted like it loose like $300 for it.
A lot of those people at conventions when I see it happen, it reminds me of the Simpsons Malibu Stacy thing, where it's like she's got a new hat, and then everyone runs over to Malibu Stacy to get it.
Totally. Do you prefer? I don't know. It's weird. My soft head Leo means a lot to me because my mom got it for me, and I still have my original soft head Leo. But I think I do prefer the hard heads at the end of the day, like just because the plastic matches the body more. But I always have I never replace my soft head Leo or anything because it means a lot to me. And yeah, the soft heads were cool in their own way too. Like as a kid, you could squish them, right? But yeah, were you ever a big Turtles guy when you were a kid or no?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up. I had like those self-transforming or the transforming turtles where you open the shell and like the little turtles, the big turtle.
Those are cool.
I had those, and I also had those turtles where you could tuck their weapons into their shells and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I had Casey Jones, I had a Shredder. Yeah, I wouldn't say I had a bunch of it. I had the party wagon, the turtle van, whatever you want to call it. But for the most part, like it was kind of at that point in my life where I was like into something, but not fully understanding what I was into, if that makes sense.
No, for sure. This is too like this is that one I was saying. This is 1995, right? Those samurai ones. And that's actually 1995. So You can see the turtle in there. So very end of the line, different style. But yeah, they had a bunch of that stuff. But yeah, no, I Rachel was saying too, but the dressing gown one, yeah, it's a funny one. Yeah, he's in that gown, he turns into a fire engine. Yeah, it's priceless. Those transforming ones freaked me out as a kid. They, you know what's funny is they had all that stuff at like a store. Like you know that Michelangelo and the tractors was like $500 now or something last time I checked. Right, like it's like Michelangelo on a tractor. They had like 100 of them for $5 at this store I used to go to. It was called the Bargain Shop. And they were like, this was like a warehouse store, and they had them to the roof, man. Like, no lie. No one wanted them. I didn't. I thought like it was the dumbest thing ever as a kid, like Michelangelo on a lawnmower, you know?
Yeah.
So I just like thought it was as dumb as hell. And like now that figure's worth like $1 zillion, right?
Yeah, stupid. I don't know, man. I think there's a lot of artificial inflation when it comes to that.
Oh stuff. Yeah, especially turtles, especially because it's like I was born 86, right? My birthday's this Friday, so it's like 40 years, and it's just like that's that key time for nostalgia and like people to buy, right?
Right.
It's a little ahead of my time too, turtles slightly, right? But I was really young when it came out, but. Yeah, that was good. Good for today, I guess. Like I said,
I got one more thing. I got one more thing to show. I got one more.
Yeah, no, okay, I wasn't sure. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you can't rush me out of here, man. I got one more thing.
Hell no, I'm in no rush.
So that is the Daily Bugle playset from the Toy Biz.
It's awesome.
Toy Biz Spider-Man animated series line. So. The box has seen better days, but I've got super fond memories of this. Like my mom bought it when she bought it. We sat in my room, we put it together. We played, and you know, it came with like this thing of ooze right here. Like you put it in like the water tower and it oozes down and all that stuff. My mom let me be Spider-Man, and she was with like Venom and Doc Ock. She was the bad guys, and we just sat there, man. We sat there for like an hour and a half just putting this together and playing around with it and seeing all the things that it could do and stuff like that. So really fond memories of this set.
That's awesome. Yeah, like I had that set too as a kid. Like I loved it. I got it for Christmas one year. And yeah, it was so cool. Such a good set.
Yeah, this was the thing. This was one of those things where like we went to Toys R Us, had no idea it was out, no nothing, and as soon as I saw it, it was like, you know, my mind was like, holy shit, can I have this? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And mom was like, you know what, yeah, you know, you've been focused on your schoolwork, your grades, your homework, all that stuff, and you know, reward you, whatever.
That's cool.
That kind of thing, yeah.
That's super sweet. But yeah, it's fun. Like I said, next week we'll be talking about. Let's bring out some stuff. Have a little topic too, but let's bring out some stuff that we have today that gives us that same joy of collecting. I know you got, and I'm sure you'll have like some Mayfex or whatever stuff like that. Like touching on, doesn't matter how new it is or whatever. This stuff that you collect today, like we'll do 5 each. Then we'll get right into them, and like I said, that like just really bring us joy now while we still collect. What brings us some like, you know what I mean, some real joy now, not the stuff that pisses us off, but just the stuff that keeps us happy. Like we touched on it before, you know.
And spoiler alert, it's going to be all Mayfex.
Yeah. Multiple things. Mine would be SH figure art, some anime stuff. So, I mean, yeah, it'll be a bunch of stuff. But yeah, we can do how many we want. Maybe we do a little more. We'll see how we do. But yeah, just stuff that still brings us that joy now, like why we collect. It's good quality. It makes us happy, you know.
Right. It's fun. Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what we're trying to get back to. Me and JJ last night had a great stream, and we're just trying to touch on like the part that makes it fun, right?
Right. Yeah. And, you know, because I feel like a lot of the times we get stuck in that cycle of like FOMO and buying what other people show us, and like on YouTube or whatever. Like you see, you know, how can I put this? Like when you watch a video game reviewer and they talk about video games and they got the wall of video games behind them, right? It kind of makes you feel like you have to have all the PS4 games, all the SNES games, all of that stuff, right? So you just kind of you start buying stuff even though you don't really want it or whatever. I think a lot of us end up falling into that kind of situation.
Hell yeah. I did too, man. Like I said, that's what got me started on YouTube. I was part of that. Like, well, I had YouTube before my own stuff and never worked out necessarily, and it was my old self. But the thing was, like, yeah, I became that person too, like with a wall of video games behind me. And you know what? I loved collecting video games. Like, I loved collecting for the art. But that's not what video games really give you joy, is like collecting them to just buy them and put them on a shelf. You know what I mean? It's just, you're missing the point. And like I said, like I loved video games to a point, but I guess I never was a big video game person at the end of the day, besides the games like I loved, like Mario, Donkey Kong Country, Turtles, stuff that I played religiously as a child. But, you know, at the long thing, like I was buying RPGs just to buy them. I never play them. I didn't have 90 hours to read and play this stuff. But the thing was, it got me out there. I was going through a rough time at that time. And then like, it got me into this like I don't know, this kind of like collector mindset that was like, you know, like the addictive, yeah, like you said, just buying for FOMO. It played into the Transformers. It played into the figures. You know, after a while, because you just keep buying and buying and buying, especially the new. Like, it was different when I was doing it before, because I never bought anything new when I was collecting Transformers. I was strictly vintage when I was doing the video games and Transformers thing, but that was okay, because it's like you could only buy the vintage stuff so much, and you could only, you know, it's vintage, it's cool as hell. Like, it's not like you're doing it out of like, you're tracking the figure down that you want personally. You're not seeing someone just because they have Wheeljack from like 40 years ago on YouTube. You're like, oh, I need to get it, right? It's just like, it's out kind of comes from your own passion or your own taste at that point, right? It's not dictated by what you're seeing with like, you know, pickups or something on like Instagram or YouTube, right?
Right.
So it gets pretty deep. But the thing is, I've cleared out a lot myself, and now I'm back to like, you know what I mean? I sold a lot of my guys. Like I sold a lot of my even guys that were like a slightly different that I like, because I was like, I need to clear it out. I don't need 2 counter punches. I don't need 5 Optimus Primes, 4 Megatrons, 10 Jazzes. I don't need that, you know?
Right.
But yeah, well, like I said, we could show some Transformers. I think we'll leave out Transformers though for this still, because I think we'll do a special Transformers episode soon too, right?
Okay.
Like a fun one, like where we enjoy the Transformers, right?
Yeah, we're not like, you know, fuck Hasbro, because that's
true Hasbro, but it's true.
That's my whole brand.
Yeah, no, but like the old toys too, right? The old good toys that bring us joy. It could be G1, it could be Armada, right? Let's save it for a trans episode. But yeah, thank you for everyone being in chat today. It was awesome. Lots of fun. Lots of people chatting away for a while. It was great. Lots of, like I said, it's good to do the questions. Is this, yeah, like just got to feel a bit more of like a you know, forum or a flow to it, you know, because we'll do a little bit of the topic, show the toy off, and then at the end it could be more of the open discussion. So we could pin the comments for the end kind of thing, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Otherwise we kind of get derailed there and off topic, but it still was good. Had lots of fun. Yeah, nice to see people. Lots of stuff planned down the pipeline. We'll be back next Wednesday. Got some other shows going, so we'll figure that out.
Yeah. So, and if you want to be a Hasbro simp, contact Danny. She's not the prize, but you might win a prize, and if there is a prize, then you might win it. Who knows if there's a prize or not? We'll figure it out, and or I won't. She will.
Danny's got the surprise of a lifetime. Mommy.
Oh, Danny Dolphin. Oh.
Anyways, we'll see you next week. Stay collecting, stay happy, have fun, and yeah, we'll see you next time, eh?
Yeah, we ran it back again. Danny and input, yeah, you tapped in. From the shelf to the screen, that's the life we live. Collecting chaos, yeah, you know what it is. Talk that tall, let the minutes slide. One more attention before we say goodbye. Same time, same vibe, yeah, we'll be right here. More heat, more figs, yeah, the next one near. Danny and input, yeah, you know the name. Toy talk chaos, yeah, we run the game. Hit replay, let it spin again. Yeah, we right back in the mix again.